Imagine setting up a trail camera in the heart of the wilderness expecting to see deer or foxes, only to discover footage that defies explanation and sparks debates among experts and viewers alike. In this video, we'll dive into documented cases where these devices recorded mysterious beings, each backed by real footage or images, complete with precise details from the captures. We'll explore exactly what the cameras show, the context of each sighting, and why these moments continue to puzzle people. Buckle up as we count down from 10 to 1, exploring the eerie and the unexplained. What if your home security camera caught ethereal, leg-like figures gliding silently across your yard in the dead of night, moving in a way that no known animal could? This incident involves the Fresno Nightcrawler, captured on a homeowner's security camera in Fresno, California back in 2007. The footage shows two small white beings that appear to consist almost entirely of long, spindly legs with minimal torso and no visible arms or distinct heads. They move across the lawn with a small, stilt-like gait that looks fluid and unnatural, as if floating rather than walking on typical joints. The beings are pale and elongated, gliding from one side of the frame to the other without any abrupt motions or visible effort. Similar entities were later recorded in 2011 on high-definition cameras in Yosemite National Park, showing comparable leg-dominated forms moving through wooded areas at night. The original homeowner installed the camera because his dogs were barking persistently at seemingly nothing outside during the early morning hours. Local Native American legends in the region speak of swamp people or similar elusive beings, adding some cultural context, but no concrete identification has ever been made despite widespread analysis. Skeptics have suggested that it could be a hoax using puppets on strings or clever editing, yet the consistent fluid moments in both the Fresno and Yosemite captures challenges simple explanations. Biologists and wildlife experts have not been able to match it to any known species, leaving it as one of the most discussed unexplained camera captures. Imagine baiting a trail camera with a deer carcass, hoping for bear sightings, only to find pale, hunched figures tearing into the remains like something out of a nightmare. In the Canadian woodland in 2023, Karina Stanhope set up a trail camera near a deer carcass to monitor potential bear activity. The resulting image captured two pale, gaunt figures with long, matted black hair crouched over the carcass and actively feeding on it. So the figures appear feral with extremely thin limbs and a hunched posture and skin that looks sickly white under the camera's flash. Their hair hangs in disheveled strands, partially obscuring their faces as they pick at the raw meat with focused intensity. The scene is set in a remote forested area at night, with the figures positioned centrally in the frame, completely ignoring the camera's presence while they consume the carrion. Stanhope had placed the bait expecting a bear or other large predator, but the viral image led to speculation about feral humans living off-grid or something more unusual. The location's extreme isolation makes staging a prank highly unlikely, as accessing the site would require significant effort and knowledge of the terrain. Biologists have proposed that it might be hikers or individuals staging a joke, but the figure's behavior, posture, and the site's remoteness argue against that theory. No animal matches the humanoid shape, hair distribution, and feeding style precisely. The image has been shared widely online for further analysis and discussion. Picture reviewing night vision footage from a zoo enclosure and spotting a four-legged beast with what looks like wings or horns, confusing even the resident wolves. At the Bristol Zoo project in the Bearwood habitat in late 2024, night vision cameras captured a four-legged creature lurking between ancient trees in the bear and wolf enclosure. The footage shows the animal with an unusual silhouette that suggests protruding wings or horns depending on the viewing angle and lighting, moving stealthily through the underbrush in short bursts. Its proportions are off for typical wildlife in the area, with a compact body and shorter neck, and appendages that don't align perfectly with known deer, boar, or other common intruders. The wolves in the enclosure react with visible confusion and agitation, pacing back and forth while staring directly at the intruder and occasionally vocalizing. The creature appears multiple times over several weeks, always during nighttime hours, slinking in and out of frame without ever fully exposing itself for clear identification. Zookeepers were stunned upon reviewing the footage and went public, asking for public or expert help in identifying it. Some observers have suggested that it could be a muntjac deer captured at an odd angle or with temporary distortion from the night vision, but the repeated movement patterns and structure don't fully fit that explanation. No expert has definitively identified it to this day, and the zoo's controlled, fenced environments rules out many wildlife intrusion possibilities. The footage highlights how even monitored and secure areas can yield persistent mysteries. How startling would it be if a trail trail camera in a national park snapped a sleek cat-like predator thought to be extinct locally, prowling through the undergrowth of fiery stripes. In Khao Yai National Park, Thailand, in January 2026, a trail camera recorded a sleek, powerful cat with distinct black facial stripes and a build similar to a miniature cougar or larger wildcat. The footage shows the animal moving through dense foliage, its body kept low to the ground in a classic stalking posture, stepping carefully with predatory grace and occasional pauses to scan the surroundings. It is a golden hue in better lit portions of the clip, but appears more shadowy overall due to the canopy, with a long tail flickering and muscular limbs propelling it forward smoothly. Known locally as the fire tiger or Asian golden cat, it was believed locally extinct due to its extreme shyness, nocturnal habits, and habitat pressures. Conservationists were genuinely surprised by the capture, as confirmed sightings are exceptionally rare in recent decades. Initially unidentified when the footage first surfaced in reports, it was later confirmed as this species through expert review, but the video still emphasizes how such animals can remain unknown or surprising due to their scarcity and avoidance of humans. Experts note that camera traps have become crucial for documenting these elusive creatures in dense jungles, and no credible alternative identifications were proposed after analysis. The park's rich biodiversity continues to make it a hotspot for such rediscoveries. Envision trail cam images revealing a dark, lanky bipedal figure with unnaturally long limbs, stooping through the forest like no bear you've ever seen. In a national forest in Pennsylvania in 2007, Rick Jacobs' trail camera captured a series of sequential images of a dark, lanky bipedal creature with thin limbs and a distinctly stooped posture. The photos show the figure with a primate-like torso, elongated arms hanging low, and legs suggesting bipedal locomotion as it moves among trees and underbrush. Its fur appears patchy and thin in places, and the overall build looks emaciated rather than robust like a healthy bear. The creature is centered in the frames across multiple triggers, appearing to forage or simply pass through the area in a deliberate manner. The Pennsylvania Game Commission officially labeled it as a bear suffering from severe mange, which would explain the hair loss and thin appearance, but cryptid researchers in independent analysis point to the skeletal proportions, arm length, and upright stance as evidence of something unidentified, possibly an ape-like being. The images sparked widespread debate online and in media, with no full consensus ever reached. Jacobs had set up the camera for routine wildlife monitoring on his property, and while biologists maintain the mange explanation, the unusual proportions and posture continue to be contested by those studying unexplained phenomena. These trail camera captures remind us that the wilderness still holds secrets waiting to be uncovered, blurring the line between known wildlife and truly mysterious. Whether they turn out to be rare animals, optical illusions, or something more extraordinary, they invite us to keep questioning what might be lurking just beyond the reach of our everyday sight and understanding. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. For now, I've been your host, Johnny Rogers, and I'll see you on the next one.